Hey, what are you doing? You bored? Yeah, me too. I've been bored since March. So I'm going to be sharing some things that you can do in lockdown to free you from that boredom. I've got my bucket as always, and this is going to tell us what activity we're going to be doing today, alright? And today, we are going to be baking! I mean, baking has become so popular in lockdown. If you haven't already done it, what are you doing with your lives? It's practically a trend. Okay, full disclosure, it's getting dark very quickly, so I actually filmed myself doing some baking earlier on today, and I'm only just filming this intro now. So what I've decided to bake is probably one of the most iconic English treats of all time. And that is, of course, the Queen's favourite, the scone. The scone. Which is the right way to pronounce it? I don't know, but we're going to find out today. And then in between all the baking, we're also going to be learning some fun facts about scones. Okay, let's head over to the kitchen to see how I'm getting on. So today we are going to be making Mary Berry's scones. Mary Berry is an English national treasure. So who better to find a recipe from than Mary Berry herself? Because I've made these once before and they turned out really well, so hopefully we can replicate that today. These are actually really easy to make. You don't need many ingredients, so you can do this at home. So all we need is self-raising flour, we've got baking powder, we've got caster sugar, butter, yes, 2 eggs, yes, we've got a little milk in there somewhere, and then sultanas. Well, raisins, sultanas, whatever. We got both. Let's go crazy. Okay. All our ingredients. Peter has kindly agreed to be my cameraman for the video. Hi, Pete.
You should probably mention I'm your brother.
Why?
They don't know who Peter is.
No, piss me off.
Okay.
Grease baking trays. I'm going to do that later. I'll do it right now. Put the flour, baking powder, and sugar in a large bowl. 450 grams of self-raising flour. Got our scales so we can measure properly. 450. Too much. Spoon it back in. Spoon it. Okay, I need to put some back in. We did it! Okay, sieve the flour. Action shots. Yeah. We are done, and we managed to get 97% of the flour into the actual bowl. 2 teaspoons of baking powder and 50 grams of caster sugar. So we're going to do 50 grams of regular granulated sugar, and then we're going to blast it in the blender for a couple of seconds, and then you've got caster sugar. Practically the same thing. Alright. It's the oven demon. He's alive. Oh! I've turned it off, it's still going. Stop! Break. Okay, let's settle this debate once and for all. Is it a scone or is it a scone? Well, I've done a little bit of research, and according to several websites, there are 2 ways to pronounce it. You can pronounce it scone, and you can pronounce it scone. Even the Queen can't decide on which is the correct one. So please, can we stop arguing about which way is the correct way? There is no correct way. So the origin of the name scone, is just as unclear as where it came from. Some say the name comes from where the King of Scotland was crowned, the Stone of Destiny. So if in that case, if it was the Stone of Destiny or the Scone of Destiny, maybe it is scone. Others believe that the name is derived from the Dutch word schoenbrot, meaning fine white bread, or from the German word skonbrot, meaning fine or beautiful bread. So that's skonbrot, and then you've got Stone of Destiny or Scone of Destiny. See, it's either way, guys. It really doesn't matter, okay? Just get over it. I can't even remember what we're talking about. And resume. See? Easy. Alright, once you've got your granulated now caster sugar, that goes in. Baking powder, 2 teaspoons. Baking powder. So we've got our sugar, flour, baking powder in here, and then we also need to now add the butter and rub in with fingertips until the mixture resembles breadcrumbs. So we need 100 grams of butter softened. Blast it in the microwave for about 30 seconds at a time. Oh no! Oh no, I melted my butter. I actually can't use this at all. I'm actually going to have to go this way. Melted butter is no good to us. We don't want it like hot butter in our scones. Okay, butter take 2. To be honest, this butter is probably soft enough, so I might just, as it is. Now I've got to use my fingers to kind of crumble it all together until it resembles breadcrumbs. Okay, so I think this is looking like breadcrumbs now, which is the consistency that we want. Don't you like it when you've got a lovely clean workstation? Crack the eggs into a measuring... Crack the eggs into a measuring jug, then add enough milk to make the total liquid 300 ml. Pro tip when I learned to crack eggs is rather than doing it on the edge of a bowl, which I've always found really difficult, do it on a flat surface and it's actually way easier to crack.
Nailed it!
I think I need to whisk the egg. And then it says, now add milk until this is 300 ml. And I think somewhere around there is about 300. I'm going to stir in the egg and milk into the flour, but I may not need it all. I just need to mix into a soft sticky dough. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to add like 100 ml, and I'm just going to stir it and see how the consistency comes out, and then I'll keep on adding until the consistency is that soft sticky dough that I want. This is going to be a boring part of the video. Cut to some more facts about scones. Scones are believed to have originated in Scotland. I've been lied to all my life. I thought scones were a traditionally English thing. They're closely related to the griddle-baked flatbread known as bannock. What? It is wonderful for breakfast spread with some jam, or served for a main meal alongside your stew or your main dish. If they originated in Scotland, why do we associate it so much with English high tea? So it says here that even though scones sort of were around in the 1500s in Scotland, it was a couple of hundred years later before scones started to gain popularity, and in the early 1800s, Anna, Duchess of Bedford, ordered tea later one afternoon. She asked her servants to bring some sweetbreads along with the tea, and the scones were on the list. My phone is telling me that there's breaking news. What is this breaking news that is so important that you had to interrupt me? Oh, more COVID news. Brilliant. So it's actually Anna, Duchess of Bedford, that popularised it for the English, and she loved the scones and the afternoon tea so much that she ordered it every single day at 4 p.m, and this then became known as afternoon tea. And 4 p.m. is considered the correct time to actually have your afternoon tea. I mean, it's not like at 2 p.m. someone's going to offer me a scone and I go, stop, no, I do not want your scone, take it away. You're offending me with your 2 p.m. scone. It's starting to come together. 'Tis the season to be fat and lazy. La 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 la. This is now starting to look like a soft, doughy mixture. That's too much flour. Hey, that little bit of extra flour is perfect. Yes, now we're looking like a dough. Okay, sultanas. I'm just going to do
Whack it in.
And I'm going to fold all the sultana bits in. Pop them in there. Yeah. It's actually very therapeutic. Pretend that dough is 2020. Punch it, punch it, punch it. Yeah! Now we want to roll this out into a flat, sort of rectangular-ish surface about 2 centimeters thick. Rolling pin! Thank you. In the past, to be honest, whenever I've tried to roll anything out into a rectangle, it just kind of comes out as some sort of shape. So I don't really care if it's a rectangle, to be honest, just as long as it's rolling out flat. Okay, so I finished rolling out my dough over there, so I am now just greasing my trays. I don't think this is the greatest content in the world on YouTube. So now I'm going to cut this with my little cookie cutter. Oh no, I should have, oh no, I should have floured my worktop again. Still got the extra dough, I'm going to roll this out and do the same thing again. So depending on what country you're from, a scone might look very different. In Britain, we obviously have our mostly sweet scones. In Scotland, you can find soda scones or potato scones. Potato scones are a very different thing. They're not even a scone. It's more of a like, a potato scone is just like some square potato. And a potato scone you would find in like a fryer, in like an English breakfast. You wouldn't find it in your high tea. So apparently in America, our British biscuits are similar to traditional scones. So that looks like a very closed texture, something a lot more dense and maybe crumbly. So to me that doesn't look like a scone at all. Interesting. So we managed to make 9, 18, 21, 24, 27, 29 scones. That's a lot. Now let's get these into the oven. I forgot to brush the top with egg. And they're not rising like they did last time. It's making me sad. Okay, you ready for the final product? Here we go! Oh, isn't it lovely? So these scones have actually turned out smaller than the ones I did last time. That must have been the smaller cutter from last time I did it, because these are much smaller. They haven't risen as much. And the outside is a kind of crispy as a result. However, the inside still looks pretty bready and soft, so I think hopefully they're still pretty good. As you can see, I have served them in the traditional English way, which is with clotted cream and jam. Big debate. What goes first? Clotted cream or jam? I personally put cream on first, because to me it doesn't make sense to try and put cream on top of jam. I tell you what, let's go to the internet for answers. Oh no, I'm a heathen. It says the Queen prefers jam first and then the cream on top. The Queen always has homemade Balmoral jam first. Oh my god, I'm such a rebel. Oh dear. Well, there you have it, folks. That's the debate settled. You should put your jam on first and then your cream on top. Did you know that? Did you guys know that already and it's just me who's uncivilized? Cream first, jam first. It doesn't really make a difference. It's all going in the same place at the end of the day, isn't it? Yummy. The only problem with this is that I know clotted cream is notoriously hard to find, but if you can't get clotted cream, don't worry about it. Regular cream would work just fine. Just whip it up a little bit. That's Tesco's finest jam, that is. Delicious. Okay, folks, that's all we have time for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. These are really simple to make and really delicious, so give it a try. I'm just going to sit here finishing these scones while you decide which of my videos you're going to watch next. I'm literally just going to sit here until this is finished. Go on, pick one. So good. Oh, remember you can email me at alicesbucket@outlook.com. I always forget to say that. And like and subscribe and all that. You know what to do. Bye.